Yeah, guys, how are you doing? Thanks for joining on Surv Media. Thank you very much. Try as much as possible to help us to share as usual. That's your offering. Guys, still very much on the matter regarding the EndSars, the people that were killed during the EndSars October the 20th, 2020. Right, horrific day, horrific situation. The day that can never be forgotten in the history of the country Nigeria, where 103 persons, at least 103 persons, is the number that we are aware of, is the number that we know. What about the people that were killed, that died as a result of that, who couldn't be accounted for? All right, I'm going to release, I give respect to some people when it comes to speaking the truth. When it comes to speaking the truth as it is, as plain white as it is. And that's the reason why I give it to one of those people who is Mr. Dele Farotimi, a lawyer. I want you to listen carefully to what he has said here. No bias. There are a lot of people that have spoken from both sides of their mouth that we are not going to actually bring them on this our channel. Because when we listen to things like that, we also want you to partake of it. We want you also to listen to it. And that's the reason why we bring them to you. You know, it won't be sweet if I'm continuing to speak on his behalf or continue to say what he has said. I just want you to listen to him directly. All right? Credit to Arise News. I just wanted to listen directly to, hear it from the horse's mouth, from Dele Farotimi, what he said with regards to the issues. We have to talk back and forth with regards to this, but who is going to effect the justice? Who is going to bring these people to book? Since 2020, October the 20th, that these people were killed on that black day, nobody has been brought to book. Nobody has been brought to justice. We've not heard or read that X amount of people have been brought to face the wrath of the law as a result of that particular massacre on the 28th of October 2020. We have been talking, panel were raised, people have been sitting, we were even hoping that something was going to come out of that particular panel. Only after a few period of time, it all gone ranging from white paper to this to that, and at the end of the day, nothing was said about it. Quite unfortunate. 103 people died just like that, and they were going to be buried. I just wanted to quickly listen to what Dele Farotimi had to say in this. You will not but listen to the video from the beginning to the end so that you can get the entire point out of what he said. Otherwise, you'll be missing a lot. Try as much as possible to help us to share it. Try as much as possible to leave your opinion in the comment section. I'll be coming with more videos. And don't forget your offering, subscribe, and I'll see you. Bye.
The report of the panel, which is different from the white paper, the report of the panel was emphatic in concluding that there was a massacre at Lekki toll gate. We are not dealing with the paucity of evidence. We are dealing with the readiness of human beings to collaborate with evil, to acculturate evil, and to normalize, explain it. It's no longer about whether it happened or it did not happen. DJ Switch, God bless her soul, at risk to her life, she had a live Instagram feed. That is not a recording that was posted, a live feed. I saw victims, people with bullet wounds. I, in conjunction with many others, dealt with victims. The same Lagos State government that has continued to deny what is slapping it in the face is even paining me that my dear friend, Mr. Omotosho, is not available to come and help them amplify these lies again. They will continue to lie about what... Look, let's deal with the facts as we know them right now. The panel was emphatic. There was a massacre. That one, let them stop all that gaslighting and obfuscating. So if you say these 103 people were not the ones that were picked up from the toll gate, if human life truly matters in our country, where were these ones picked up? Exactly where? The entire purpose of the coroner's law is so that you have accountability for even for the dead.
No, a list is
provided. But when the state is the one actively seeking to cover the truth.
A list is provided. A list of places where some of those bodies were picked up, is provided or was provided.
Doctor,
including Ikoyi
the Lagos State
jailbreak.
government will prefer. That is a blatant, horrible, easily verifiable lie. People can go ahead. Look, Doctor, the Lagos State government will prefer that we are having this back and forth about the nitty-gritty of the facts, but the facts are not in dispute. The same Sanwo-Olu and co who are busy denying what took place, they paid cash. They paid cash to victims. The lawyers who actually appeared in court, Babashina Ogunlana, Ayo Ademiluyi, they will tell you as a fact that victims that were represented by them, numbering over 20, at least those who survived with wounds, they were paid in cash, millions in cash. Baba Ogunlana Ademiluyi had to refuse to accept what was offered to them. So when they come out and they start telling these lies, I'm not speaking out of hatred for anybody, but I refuse on behalf of those who have died, as long as you have a mic in front of me, I refuse to help them normalize the lies they are telling. But to even now deal with something that everybody appears to be forgetting. Not only have you denied the humanity of these persons by denying that they were killed, 103 people are going to be given mass burials. It is critical that we look even at the document itself. You want to bury 103 human beings whose humanity you have denied, who are not in any way, shape or form acknowledged as beings, but you have voted 61 million naira. So on each one of them, you are telling us you want to bury each one of them for 500,000. Even in burying the evidence of your complicities, you have to inflate the cost of their burial. They mean nothing. And those who are busy defending them and who want us to be having this insane discussion about whether it happened or it did not happen, because it happened. Let us just focus on making sure things like this do not happen in our country again. We can't normalize this by sweeping it under the carpet. That is the entire purpose of making sure that this is not swept under the carpet. It cannot and must not be allowed to be swept under the carpet. These are some people's children. These are some other persons, maybe fathers, mothers. We don't even have the benefit of knowing who they are. This was the same thing that happened in 1993 when Abacha was taking over this country. People were slaughtered and buried in unmarked graves all over the place. The same thing is what has happened in broad daylight in front of all of us. And they are putting it in front of us in broad daylight, and they are still denying it in spite of all of the evidences. What we saw, what was leaked, it was one of their own who leaked it. If they had had the opportunity to deny it completely, they would have denied it. But this has been brought to light because you cannot bury the truth.
All right, Mr. Farotimi.
So please, the Nigerian press has a duty.
Yes. Mr. Farotimi, let me come in here, please. And that's, let me just, you said something,
Yes,
that these are people's relatives, fathers, mothers, children. And this is also one of the claims of that statement released by the Lagos State government, saying that we've had 3 years in between from 2020, and that they put out a notice, the chief coroner put out a notice for people to come out to claim the 103. The big question, or the question that a number of Nigerians ask is, why have the families of these 103 not come out to identify them? Why has there not been a report of missing people? What is the concern? Why have people not come out? That's what a number of people have been asking in terms of these, the massacre, the number of people dead.
Ayo, let me attempt to shed some light on that. And this is because I closely identified with most of these people, and I know the peculiarities of some of the issues. On the 20th of October, a curfew was declared. But beyond that curfew being declared, something else happened. There are people in this Lagos state today who belong to different WhatsApp forums, who on their forum received messages telling them to warn their children and wards to leave Lekki Toll Gate. That's one. Two, On that day, around that time of the day, the only people that are usually left at Lekki toll gate are the people who come from the different shanties and ghettos around Oniru, Lekki itself, who would stay and mount guard on the protest ground. They will clean up. They were the ones who are largely there, people who are largely around Morocco axis. These are artisans who will come to work in Lekki during the week. They will stay on their work site and they will come to that place. The government itself was active in covering up what was happening. They were busy denying it, but there were people within the Lagos State Government Hospital Management Board who were telling us what was going on. There were people within Bobi who were telling us what was going on. The state was actively covering up things. People like DJ Switch, who had a live feed, had to run. What we're saying is not to have these insane discussions, because it's insane. The panel set up by the government itself was unequivocal in accepting that there was a massacre. Whether the government continues to tell these lies or not, the truth will keep popping up. It was one of their own that leaked this. People have photographic and video evidences. It will eventually come out. I paid for somebody who had gunshot injuries to his leg to be moved to Kano. If that guy had died, who would have come to find him in Lagos? How many people die in Lagos every day? Corpses on the street. Let them not gaslight us by demanding that the relatives of these people should come out to validate. These ones who died, that they claim that they picked up in Baja, picked up in this and picked up in that, are they not with relatives? How come nobody has come for them as well? It's simple. The state suppressed the evidence that is coming out 3 years after. It's nonsense. There were multiple people who came out to say that their people died, people who saw their friends dying in that place who never saw their bodies. So those people don't exist simply because the government says they do not exist. You cannot deny the humanities of these persons. Just as this memo is an internal memo, maybe somebody who didn't get his own share of the loot, who was disgruntled, leaked it. More of such leakages would happen. Those who stand on the truth are mortal, but the truth is immortal. Those who stand on top of it will die eventually, or they will leave office. Those who are afraid of telling the truth because of those in power today would have no need to be afraid tomorrow. They will speak.
Okay, real quickly, 2 things. With all of this we've seen, we have a society, in your own estimation, that is ready for the truth. Secondly, many years after, there were some recommendations made in that panel report. We have not seen some of them being done. What is happening? Because let's not forget, we politicized the society. It now became a case of for and against. The panel report that was supposed to be a rallying point for everybody. Are we ready for the truth as a society?
Rufai, I feel your pain and your anguish. They are kindred spirit. Reality of the matter is that a society deserves the leaders or ruiners that it gets. And such is the case with the Nigerian society. We subjectivize the truth. So if A does it, it is bad. But when it is done by B, there is nothing wrong with it. Fact of the matter is that the Nigerian society is far removed from truth, but we will get there one day.